Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and giving my first impression thoughts on the Kerastase line Blond Absolu. This is the newer purple line. It really caters to blonde hair, highlighted hair, and your extreme blondes that need a lot of help. So I have all 9 products. 3 of them are deluxe sample size, but otherwise the rest are either travel size or full size. And I just want to speak to my experience with them. I do have blonde highlighted hair. It's pretty heavily highlighted right now, and it is curly and easily damaged, prone to breakage. And I just want to give you my thoughts on this line. So I do have a previous video with some of these products, but now I have the entire collection. So this is going to be very detailed. We're going to get into what I think about the products, how you're supposed to use them, and then my thoughts after using them. Let's get into it. I did just shampoo and deep condition my hair. I already put a couple leave-ins because my hair was starting to dry, and I used a comb to comb them through. So before we get into each product, I'm just going to put my hair into an Aqua's hair turban to get out some of the excess moisture. So here we are. The video will probably be mostly in this turban. I could like fully blow out my hair and let you know how it feels, but I've already done that, and I can tell you my hair feels pretty soft with these products. It feels even softer when I use a flat iron, of course. But if you guys want a video with me using some of these products and what the result looks like with my hair blown out, I can do that. Just comment below. Alright, so if you want to learn about a particular Kerastase Blond Absolu product, I'm going to be timestamping each product below and go straight to the product you are looking for. So let's start out the routine with the shampoo options from this line. So if you don't know about Kerastase, they can be rather confusing with their product offerings as to which one you should buy and which one is right for your hair. They do have quizzes, but I'm just going to say this at the beginning and I'll probably repeat it. If you're unsure which products to get and Kerastase is sold at your salon, ask your hairdresser, your hairstylist for a recommendation on which products will work for you. And they may, if they've used some of this line already, they may recommend a few things, but because it is relatively new, they may not have used all of it yet. But if you do have highlighted hair and they don't recommend anything from this line, you may ask them why. Especially if you have really bright blonde hair that's highlighted and toned, you may want to ask, like, is there any purple shampoos or masks that I should be using as well? So I would just ask and see what they recommend, and if they don't recommend anything from this line, especially the more purple toning stuff, I would inquire as to why they are not. Just because if you are blonde, purple, incorporating purple into your routine is usually a good idea to help tone your color in between salon visits. It can be really helpful. Onto the shampoo. So 3 different shampoo options with this line. Not unusual for Kerastase. If you look at all their collections, they usually have a shampoo depending on the hair type. If you have thinner hair, thicker hair, certain specific needs you may have, they may have different offerings throughout each line. So of course this line has 3, which is confusing, especially when you consider they have like different categories of blonde. Are you curly blonde, highlighted blonde, bleach blonde, platinum blonde? And to me, their recommendations seem a little bit confusing to me. But after I actually tried the products, I think I understand where they're coming from. So let's start with the first shampoo that they have. And really, I think their original shampoo that they came out with. The 3 shampoos we have are the Bain Ultraviolet, which is our deep purple toning shampoo. They have Bain Luimere, which is a clear formula. It has low lather. There's no purple to this one at all. And then our third shampoo option is the Bain Cica Extreme. And sorry if this is blinding, this is the travel size. This is kind of a co-wash formula. It's like a conditioner and shampoo combined. And it's for a really gentle shampooing. This is like, for those of you that don't have curly hair, this is like, tries to minimize as much dryness to your hair when it's really vulnerable, especially when you just get it done. And it tries to minimize friction. So this is a lot more conditioning than I am used to in a co-wash. So you don't want to use a ton of it because you can't, it doesn't like rinse away completely. I noticed some buildup with this one, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's start with the first one, which is the Bain Ultraviolet. So this is our deep purple shampoo, and you know, depending on your hair type, Kerastase is going to recommend, not always recommend this one, which I find funny. I think if you are highlighted blonde or bleached blonde, and even a natural blonde, I think you can incorporate this into your routine at least 1 or 2 times a week, depending on how often you shampoo. I shampoo normally 2 times a week max, and my hairdresser recommends I shampoo with another shampoo first, and then shampoo with the second, and I should do this twice a week. So every time I shampoo, I use this. These are normally really drying, and I think this is also drying, but it's a nice formula. Do I think this has to be your purple toning shampoo? No, I don't know that it's that special. There are other deep purple shampoos out there. It smells like nice. This entire line smells like Edelweiss, which is a very herbally scent. It's not fruity, it's not floral, if that's what you're looking for. But this feels very gel-like. Not a creamy, not a moisturizing shampoo. It's for toning. So I wouldn't use this by itself, like this is the only shampoo I use, because it's pretty harsh. All of these, no matter what the brand is, it's gonna be drying. That's just the bottom line. You can't really avoid it. This one works. I think it does the job. I have noticed some results from this. This is not new to me. I've had this for quite a few months now. And I do notice on my more platinum strands that it does a good job of toning. But if my hair is more of a golden or honey highlight, this doesn't really do much for it. I mean, it's not gonna change them to platinum or anything like that. It's just your ones that are really bright. It just kind of makes sure they stay in that more of a gray tone. So you have really ashy highlights, this is really gonna benefit you. But if you have more golden, more caramel, I don't know that you're really gonna benefit that much from a purple shampoo, because you'll probably find yourself disappointed that it's not doing anything, because it's not gonna lighten your hair lighter. And really, to get that toning to prevent brassiness, it depends on the blonde that you have. That's why I say you need to really ask your stylist what they recommend based on your type of highlight, because it won't really help that much depending on the color, especially if it's like a darker blonde. Now, if you have naturally blonde hair, toning can help, especially if you are in the sun a lot, you swim in chlorine. It can help with kind of that yellowiness, especially if you're gray to blonde. It can kind of just make your hair look a little bit better. But it's only going to go so far. You don't want to leave this on your hair forever, because it's really drying. Any purple shampoo is really drying, and you just want to like leave it on for a couple minutes, and that's it. You don't need to like leave it on forever, 30 minutes, and hoping that your hair turns purple or something like that. For some of you that might happen, but I don't think it's likely. I don't think it's that strong. But something to incorporate in your routine. If you wash your hair 3 to 4 times a week every day, this is gonna be, you can't use this every time. You can't use this as your only shampoo because it's gonna be too drying, and really you don't need that much toning. At least that's what my hairdresser told me. Okay, on to the next shampoo. This is Bain Luimere. So Bain Luimere could be the shampoo you use in conjunction with your purple shampoo. So you could use this first, clean your hair, you know, pretty gently but thoroughly. Like really, it does a good job of getting everything out for the most part. And then you can follow up with the purple. So this is gonna be your really, to me, your everyday go-to shampoo for this line. Is it like super moisturizing? It says it's a hydrating, illuminating shampoo for lightened or highlighted hair. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you have some buildup, it's gonna make your hair seem a little shinier because it's gonna remove that buildup. So I think in that sense, it works for that description. Hydrating, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a super soapy shampoo. You're not getting a lot of foam. So this isn't a bad option just to basically get your hair clean without damaging it too much. So I can't complain about this one, but I only got to try so much of it. But I think it did a good job of cleaning for sure. So this would be your everyday shampoo. And then the third option is when you really need a gentle cleanse. So right after you get your hair done for the first couple weeks or so, you may want to consider this one. And this is their newest shampoo that they came out with. I think this is more for the platinum blondes, the really ones that are really sensitized hair, prone to damage. And this is the Bain Cica Extreme Ultra Moisturizing Post-Bleaching Procedure Shampoo in Cream. So you do rinse this out. It's not like you leave it in forever. I really like this one. I felt like I've tried other co-washes and other shampoos from Kerastase that you are supposed to like help reduce friction, because shampooing really does damage your cuticle. No matter how hard we try to not damage it, shampooing can be a little bit rough. So with this one though, I wouldn't say it really cleanses your hair super well. So if you're having like a really light week, you don't have a lot of product in your hair, you're not really sweating a whole lot, and you just kind of want to gently cleanse your hair, this is going to be your product. I used this like the second time after I got my hair done, and I could still smell some of the dye in my hair, the toner in my hair. So I could tell that like, oh, this didn't completely clean my hair. But sometimes you don't really need to completely clean your hair. You want to avoid cleaning your hair as much as possible, as much as you can stand. You want to be hygienic, but if you want to like keep your hair soft and healthy, minimize the amount of shampoos you do during the week, and this will help you do that. I really like the texture. It's like a mask almost, and it's kind of thick, right? It's not liquidy. That same Edelweiss smell. When I first used this product, I used this in conjunction with the Bain Luimere, the clear shampoo. And because this was so hydrating, this is more leaning on the conditioner side than the cleaning side, I actually got a lot of buildup in my hair, and my hair wasn't completely rinsed like I thought it was. So when I started blowing my hair out, I was like, oh, I have so much product in my hair. Because I put on a mask after this, and probably too much of a mask, didn't rinse my hair enough, and I had a harder time blowing out my hair and getting it like to the texture that I wanted, because I had so much product left over, which is not really ideal. So you want to be careful to not over apply with this, which for a shampoo is kind of unusual. You usually don't think about, oh, I don't want to overdo it on the shampoo. I mean, you can. Your hair will feel dry when you overdo it. But with this one, when you overdo it, it's actually going to be overhydrated. And it's going to be harder to rinse out, in my opinion. So you really got to be careful on how much you put in. You don't want to put too much. But I like it. I mean, the first few weeks, maybe as long as you can stand, this is good for your hair, right? Better than the purple, better than the Bain Luimere, because it just barely washes. So I like that. I think this is a good addition. So when I talked about like why 3 shampoos, why is it so confusing, I think there's a place in everyone's blonde hair routine for all 3 of these. You know, maybe use this right after you get your hair done for the first couple weeks. Then rotate between these 2. You can do like my hairdresser suggested, use this first, then this, do like a double wash. You can cocktail, that's an option. But you just want to make sure the purple gets evenly coated over your hair when you're toning, so you don't get some spots that are toned and some that aren't, which can be hard to control when you cocktail them together. But this is good at cleaning, this is good at toning. And that's it for the shampoo. On to conditioners and masks. So I'm almost out of this conditioner. I've obviously had this for a while. This is the Cicaflash Intense Fortifying Treatment for Lightened or Highlighted Hair. I actually really like this conditioner. This is probably one of my favorite conditioners from the entire Kerastase of all the collections. I haven't been a huge fan of their conditioners, and that's probably due to the fact that not every collection has a conditioner. Usually it's like the shampoo and the masks, and they might have a conditioner, but not always. But I actually really like this one. It makes my hair really soft, and it's nice. The only thing is if you're looking for this to tone, it's a really light purple, so it's not really gonna tone your hair. But it's nice, it's creamy, makes my hair really soft. I really enjoy it. But I don't use this, so since I wash my hair twice a week, like in the middle of the week, I'll use this after I shampoo. On Sundays, I use my masks. So I don't go through this that often, but I do like it. And then for the masks, there's 2 masks. And I like that there's options, to be honest, even though it seems like, wow, this is a lot of products. It is, trust me. You don't have to have all of them, though. So the first mask is the Mask Ultraviolet. This is a purple mask, and I think it's okay. It's definitely deeply purple. I don't know that it's especially hydrating, though. I've tried it a couple times. It's fine. It's, you know, it got this weird like Crayola, Play-Doh, I don't know, color to it. I mean, it's soft, but again, because it's got a lot of pigment on it, I don't know how hydrating it is. I wouldn't rely on this one exclusively. Like, I would pair it with another hydrating mask just to cover all my bases. But, you know, there's an argument, you know, should I use a purple shampoo? Should I use a purple mask? I don't know. I've heard from different hairstylists. Some people like the mask, some people like the shampoos. I mean, I've been using both. But, you know, I think you just gotta try out to see what works for you. The only thing with the mask is this is gonna be left on your hair longer, most likely. So you may get some more toning out of it. It just depends. If you're like an in-shower mask person, you might have 5 minutes on your hair. But if you step out of the shower, you could have 30 minutes, an hour of toning with this. So something to think about as far as time on your hair. It's fine. I don't think you need to get this purple mask from this brand. There are other purple masks that I'll talk about at the end that I like. Okay, the other mask this is a new product to the Blond Absolu range. This is the mask Cica Extreme. And this is a white mask, but I like it. It's actually a very hydrating mask. And even if you didn't have highlighted hair, this is pretty hydrating. I think a lot of people will like it. Let me go ahead and show you on this hand what it's like. It's nice and balmy and just a little bit more wet than the purple one. Like you can see, these are a little bit different textures, I hope, but this is a very hydrating one. So this is going to be really anytime you want a mask. If you have blonde hair, you can use this, but especially important right after you get your hair done. I found this really hydrating, but easy to cause some buildup in my hair. You gotta make sure you don't overdo it because it's pretty concentrated. You don't want to avoid that buildup. So again, be careful how much you put in. I may consider at some point when I'm out of masks picking the full size up of that one. Okay, so that is it for the shampoos and masks. Let's get into our like styling / treatment products, and there are 3 products in this category, and some of them I recommend and some of them are okay. So let's start with the first product that you would put in your hair after you come out of the shower. You're all nice and clean and conditioned and all that. The next is a repair treatment serum. This is Serum Cicanuit, and this has Edelweiss, hyaluronic acid, and it's an overnight recovery serum for lightened or highlighted hair. I just consider this a leave-in treatment. It doesn't have to be used every night, but I put it in every time I wash my hair. Just like normal, I always put some sort of cream or leave-in conditioner in my hair, so I've been using this lately. I think it's nice. Kerastase has another overnight treatment that is from the nutritive line that I think I prefer a little more because it just spreads through my hair easier. This is a bit of a drier formula, so it doesn't quite spread as easily, so I feel like I need more of it. Just like a little bit drier of a lotion. And if you've never tried the other one, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but when you compare the two, I don't know, just a little less wet, but I think it's a nice leave-in. It absorbs well, it smells good. Just make sure your hair is pretty damp when you put it in. I wouldn't recommend using this when your hair is dry because it's gonna weigh down your hair. It's not really meant for dry hair. Do you need to have it? I don't know. I think if you have a favorite leave-in that you like already, I don't know. I mean, it has hyaluronic acid in it, but there's no toning properties to this. There's not necessarily anything that makes it that special. It has a nice glass packaging, but I don't know. It's fine. The next step and second to last product I have to show you is the Cicaplasme, and this is the fortifying heat protecting serum. So every line has a heat protecting serum. You can put it in your hair just as a leave-in if you want, just to protect your hair from the elements, or most people use it before they blow dry, curl, or straighten their hair. And it is for lightened or highlighted hair. And I was a little bit surprised when I put this in my hand because it's pretty watery and serum-like. And the other heat protecting creams I've tried from Kerastase are thicker and balmier. So, definitely different, and this one does have some purple properties to it. It's like a light purple, so you're getting a little bit of toning action in here. You probably won't be able to see it that well, but it is slightly purple, and this is just a lot wetter, a lot less thick. I actually really like this. And I'm not in the market for a heat protecting serum at this point. I have a lot of the nutritive one, which I always love, the Nectar Thermique. I have a lot of this left, the full-size bottle. But if I ever run out, I may consider getting this as long as my hair is still pretty blonde. And I'll go ahead and try to put the rest of this in my hair. But this one actually feels hydrating, and spreads well. I think it's nicely formulated for blondes, and I like that it is slightly purple, because I feel like having those little extra things makes the product worth it. Otherwise you could find something else somewhere else. But I think it's a nice touch the way they formulated it. Do you need it? We'll go over that at the end. Okay, last product, the Blond Absolu Huile Cica Extreme. So this is the oil from this line, and it's really nice. So this is the Intense Blonde Strengthening Concentrate for Sensitized, Lightened, or Highlighted Hair. I don't know how this really differs from their other oils. I'm sure it contains other ingredients. It certainly smells like Edelweiss. It does have the hyaluronic acid, which is good. It's a highly concentrated formula in strength reparative agents. Apply one or two pumps on wet or dry hair leave-in. I think this is nice. I have used it wet or dry, and I think it absorbs really nicely. I think all of Kerastase's oils are really nicely formulated, and they're not too oily. They absorb well. Not too thick, not too thin. I've always had a good time with their oils, and they do help with frizz and dryness, and you can use them dry, which is helpful for a nice little pick-me-up when your hair's acting crazy. I like their oils a lot. You can see I've already used quite a bit. This was filled to the top. This is a little baby size. This is not the full size. Size is gonna look like this. This is the Chronologiste perfumed oil. So size difference there. But these feel pretty much the same. You know, you can get any oil. If you have blonde hair, I think it makes sense to get this one. Get a little extra hydration benefits. Alright, as far as like what you need, what I can recommend from this line, and what is really unique, what stands out. For the shampoos, I don't know if I'll buy this again. It's not bad. I'm always gonna need a purple shampoo. But I've tried the Provana, and that one works fine. I may go back to that because it is a better value. So not completely sold. I mean, you just want a shampoo that is very deep purple and not too sudsy because it's already drying. So do you have to have this particular one? No. The Bain Luimere. I think this cleanses my hair pretty well. Do you have to have it? No, I think if you have a nice salon quality shampoo that you like already, that works for your color treated hair, your highlighted hair, you don't have to run out and buy this one. This guy, the Bain Cica Extreme, I actually do recommend right after you get your hair done. The first week or two after, when your hair is really delicate. This is a good co-wash option. It has a lot of hydration. Just want to be careful not to apply too much because it's not going to rinse out all the way. You don't want a lot of buildup. But I think this is very hydrating and unique and nicely done. Conditioner and masks. I think this purple mask is okay. I actually don't think you need it. If you're going to do a purple shampoo, you don't have to have a mask as well. And I don't know that this one is that worth it. Conditioner. If you're looking for a good conditioner that's appropriate for my hair type, a highlighted hair type, this one actually makes my hair really soft. So I do recommend the Cicaflash. If you're not really in the market for a conditioner, you just really want a mask, I mean, you could do both. I think these are both really nice, but the masked Cica Extreme is super hydrating. I think generally Kerastase does mask really well, and if you've never tried one, I would pick this one up because it's very hydrating. Again, don't overdo it. Don't like apply tons and tons to your hair because you don't want it to weigh your hair down. You want to make sure it all rinses out. So just be careful in the amount that you apply, but I think this is actually really nice. Leave-ins and stuff. Cicanuit. I probably won't buy this again. I don't think it's that extraordinary. It's a nice leave-in, but it's pricey. It's very pricey, and you don't get the normal amount of product as their other leave-ins. It's 90 milliliters. Like, it, I don't know, that bothers me. The Cicaplasme, the hydrating, the heat protecting serum, I like. I think it's nice formulated. It's a little bit runnier. It's gonna go farther. I think I enjoy this one. And the oil. If you don't have an oil from Kerastase, you're looking for something that's a little bit nicer, this is a good one. If you already have an oil that you really like, I don't know that this is really necessary to buy, but if you really want to try it, you can get the travel size and see if you like it. But those are my recommendations. If you are in the market for a purple mask, and that's how you want to tone your hair, you don't want to do the shampoo route, I would recommend the Christophe Robin. This is the Baby Blonde Shade Variation Mask, enhances color and deeply nourishes. Corrects brassy or yellow tones. So this one I do leave on for 30 minutes every Sunday. And it's a deep purple shampoo, kind of like the Kerastase one. It smells better, in my opinion. I really like the smell of this. It's pretty addicting. And it looks kind of similar, but it actually feels hydrating. Like, I can feel it on my fingers that it feels better. So I really recommend this one. And it smells so good. But yeah, a little better on the hydrating side. I still mix this with another mask, but it's pretty good on its own. And I've used quite a bit of it, so you can tell that I really enjoy it. And I would definitely prefer this one over the Kerastase one. Let's talk about, so related to blonde hair, you know, you can put all this money and effort into getting your hair done every 6 to 8 weeks, you know, spending a lot of money on the at-home care stuff. But you also want to think about not only toning and make sure your hair is hydrated, but also you want to think about the sun when you have blonde hair and covering your hair up when you can, wearing a hat, putting a scarf around your hair, wearing a hoodie, whatever you want to do. I would recommend a UV protection product for your hair as well. So they still have the Soleil line, which is for sun damage. And they do still have the hair oil mist, which currently I have the cream UV from the Soleil line. This is a little bit on the thick side. It smells like coconut if you like that. But I would put this in damp hair, you know, before I know I'm gonna go out, or you can put it on wet hair. It's just gonna cause a little bit of weigh down. But they do have an oil mist. You know, you want to be careful how much oil you put in your hair, especially when it's dry. It can like really look greasy. But I think they have, like, within their other collections, I think some of their leave-ins have some UV stuff going on. And the only thing I could find was the Soleil line, unfortunately. But you don't have to go within Kerastase. Just look for leave-ins, sprays, whatever you like to use that have some sun protection, because that's going to be really key to protecting your color and keeping it how you left the salon. I don't think people pay a lot of attention to their hair and the sun, especially with blondes. You want to like maintain your color, and the sun can definitely alter it and damage it and dry your hair out even further. So it's really important that you have some sort of leave-in to maintain your color. Just wanted to quickly mention that. Another thing that might be confusing, so Kerastase has some other collections that are for color treated hair, and depending on what your hair is doing, some of you may like lift your whole base color, so your you know, your base color completely not dark anymore. So I didn't do that. Mine's just highlights, but if you lift your base color, maybe you make it totally different than your natural hair color, and then you put highlights on top of it. There's also the like color treated hairline, which is pink, and this is the reflection. And before Blond Absolu came out, this is pretty much all we had. And they had some stuff for targeted for highlighted hair, bleached hair, but it wasn't extensive, and I think it kind of underperformed. But you might find some of the stuff in this line still useful. Like this is a sample of a mask that I used to use. I think it's nice, but I think this is a little more hydrating. But this is another option. Maybe you can't find the purple one for whatever reason, they're out of stock or whatever at your salon. This is another line that you might want to think about, especially if you are dyeing your whole head and then highlighting. Just the color treated line might be just a good option for you anyway. So I just want you to be aware of what's available in the Kerastase world. There's a lot of like one-offs. Like you have scalp issues, you might want to go into their scalp range. Chronologies is for like aging hair, whatever. Anybody can use their line of this. They have masks, they have shampoos. There's so much to offer at Kerastase. But I do want you to be aware, like we went over the 9 products in the Blond Absolu line. Don't be surprised if they become reformulated or repackaged in the next couple years, because that is what Kerastase does. When they find out something isn't selling well, they redo it. And for those of you that love that product or just want things to be consistent, that can be very maddening. So if you really love something a lot, I suggest picking up a lot of it now. And if there's ever a sale, like at Sephora, they sell Kerastase now. You might want to just stock up and pick up a whole bunch of them whenever there's a sale. Those are just my tips for you all. I know my hair looks a little bit crazy now. I'm actually about to blow dry it and style it, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on the whole range. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions or need any suggestions, let me know. Hopefully I can help you. I'm not an expert in hair by any means, but I know what has worked for me and what doesn't work. So if you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.